This is the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS show with John Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, FA Nation? John Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS Playbook live show. It is Thursday, and we have 11 games on tonight's DraftKings main slate. We appreciate all of you tuning in with us here today and each and every day. Hitting that like, share, and subscribe button. Free way to support what we do here over at Fantasy Alarm. Grande, big 11 games. Some big news throughout the day. Injury related. Some guys coming back. Some guys ruled out.
Big news right now.
Big news right now. Who?
Towns out. Hart out. Robinson out. OG in. In the chat currently, just for all those that are just tuning in as well. So Knicks news aplenty. 3 core rotation pieces plus Miles McBride plus Landry Shamet. So the Knicks are down 5 key rotation pieces, including their 2 centers. So.
Let's say, who's playing center for them tonight in that game?
Hawk Purdy, obviously. Duh.
Ooh, we need a good Hawk Purdy night so I can flip that autograph I got of him. Go out there, have a 30-10, automatically double the value there from $1 to $2.
Hawk Purdy, Hawk Purdy, Yabusele is probably going to get feed families in the year 2025.
Dude, Yabu tonight. We're gonna get some extended Yabu versus Indiana. That's
I'm not preparing for it. Mike Brown seems to not like him very much, but we'll see. I mean, they have to play somebody has to play. So
dude, Yabu played some big minutes last year for Philadelphia. He can't get off the bench over in New York. So
cannot even sniff the court. I don't know if he's worked much sweat up this year.
Yeah. Crazy.
Probably sweats a lot too, but he hasn't. Yeah. He hasn't.
So great that we got that news. We knew we would because it was a 7:00 game. We also got Trae Young returning tonight. That's officially in. LaMelo Ball looking like he's going to suit up for Charlotte tonight as well. So 7 p.m. injury news out of the way. For Miami, Norm Powell's going to play. It looks like Tyler Hero is not going to play. Is that right?
Yeah, Hero's already out.
Yep. Already ruled out. So we got the Norm news for that game. So is there any other major news that we're waiting on here today? Harden was obviously out already.
Anthony Davis.
AD. Yeah,
he didn't go through. He was not seen at shoot around this morning.
Okay.
They also downgraded D'Lo back to questionable. So D'Lo and Brandon Williams are both questionable. They also downgraded Najee Marshall. So they have to questionable. So they have 4 players questionable currently.
Makes me want to go back and bet the Ryan Nembhard 12.5 point mark tonight. Yeah,
I mean, we'll see who plays and who doesn't, but obviously the news broke today that Dallas is willing to now trade everybody and anybody except Cooper Flagg, and AD has a calf. D'Lo's part of that trade talk, right? Like
I'm sorry, I said that Ryan Nembhard was 12.5. I was way off. It is 8.5.
8.5.
I feel like we should be hammering the Nembhard 8.5 back.
Yeah, I mean, especially if D'Lo doesn't play and Brandon Williams doesn't play, and they
were splitting the minutes anyways, and he was going over the 8.5. So
sure,
that feels like a lock. Anyway, so that's the news. We'll get to more of it as the day goes along. If you're not yet a member of the Fantasy Alarm family, you see right there, fantasyalarm.com/YouTube, promo code YT20, YT50. I think it saves 50% off your first month there. Up at the top left corner, NBA 20 saves you 20% off each month. So longer term deal. Check us out. You want to go 50% off the first month. YT50 gets you that access there. You can also join the Fantasy Alarm YouTube channel. $4.99 a month. Get a bunch of special perks, badges, emojis. And when we hit 50 members, which I think we might be close to here, Grande, right? We're near the 50 member mark.
We're close. Yeah, we're really close.
We're going to start doing some member only content here on the YouTube channel. So once again, we appreciate all the support. Our goal every show is to get 100 likes. It's over 100 of you watching the show right now, so let's hit that like button and get us there early.
John, Larry Markkinen also was ruled out earlier.
Laurie got ruled out. Good one.
Earlier today. Just throwing that out there.
Which is why your highest projected roster player of the slate tonight is
Yusuf Nurkic.
Yeah.
Bryce Sensabaugh.
As you maybe alluded to on the preview show, you'd be willing to go back to him if he was in the starting lineup. So all right, let's just jump into it. Luka Doncic's 12K, SGA 10, 5K, Cunningham 10-3 is your top 3 price point guards on this slate. Luka is getting the love here. Almost 35% of the field playing a $12,000 Luka Doncic here tonight. Grande, talk to me about it.
There's not much to say. This is a player that has played 150 minutes without Austin Reeves and DeAndre Ayton. And John, this player that has played 150 minutes without them has a 46.9% usage rate. This player also averages over 2 fantasy points per minute. And if you look at Luka Doncic's recent game logs, every competitive game, which could be this one, because Utah is good at home.
Sure.
Every game he plays 40 or just around 40 minutes. So by my calculations, over 2 fantasy points per minute at nearly 40 minutes is nearly 80 fantasy points.
It's a lot.
So
a lot of fantasy points.
It's a lot. I have undoubtedly no question that he goes into the slate as the number 1 option. Okay. Are there pivots? Yes. Is he the number 1 option? Also, yes.
On Underdog, his fantasy point prop is 62.65.
Yeah, and it feels low. But I mean, the one thing I'd say difference is the FanDuel scoring over there. Yeah, like DraftKings, you have the triple-double upside bonus points and stuff. So
he gets 5 extra points for double-doubles and triple-doubles.
Yeah, I mean, it's which feels super probable. When anyone has the ball in their hands, 47% usage. So yes, I think Luka is the top spend. Again, we'll talk about pivots, but he is the top spend on the slate.
You and I also are in the Underdog Battle Royal fields over there. I saw SGA drop to 7 today because everybody knows that he's just probably playing 3 quarters in a game with an 18-point spread.
Yep.
Full fade here on OKC.
Yeah, too big of a slate. It's MME only.
Okay, and then Cade, for those of us who are unfortunate, not lucky enough to get a top 2 pick in Underdog, we settled for Cade Cunningham today. Good spot at 10-3 against Dallas.
Great spot. Really big pace up spot. Obviously, Dallas has allowed a bajillion points at the rim this year. Cade gets to the rim at will and likely to have no Davis resistance there. More often than not, it's going to probably be Dwight Powell. So Cade for sure. I guess the one interesting wrinkle here is obviously Jalen Brunson, right? I'll just jump right to it.
Yeah.
We can just skip all that other stuff. Steph is great in tournaments, always, obviously.
I mean, we're going to get an ownership update, and I'm going to be very curious to see where Brunson moves up to, because right now he is under 5% at $8,600.
Yeah. And I would agree with that prior to the news, right? Like it's just hard in a loaded point guard position to like make the case for it, really. So like I understand it.
Yeah.
But he is coming off like super elite stretch of play. You know, dating back to last year, John, because this year's sample is just
I was gonna say there's like almost no minutes.
Yeah. So dating back to last year, you just Towns and Josh Hart off the floor. Brunson has a 35% usage. So it's like in line with this year, 1.4 fantasy points per minute.
Mm-hmm.
It's in elite stuff, you know? So I am definitely invested in 8,600 Jalen Brunson because I think there's a bunch of players at his price range that we're going to talk about at other positions that I think he might usurp in ownership. And if he doesn't, I would be interested to like in the pivot aspect because like in his like range, you know, of like players that are priced, LeBron, Paolo, Jamal Murray, like those types of players, I'd be interested to see where his ownership comes in because Paolo's been, especially Paolo, because he's been getting all the ownership. And if you're playing Luka, you can't play Brunson and Powell. I mean, or Paolo. Like it's unless you're just straight up stars and scrubbing, which is possible tonight.
Maybe you can tonight, you know, playing some Gabu, you know.
Yeah, it is possible, especially with the Knicks news and what else is to come. Usurp, sorry. So I am interested to see where Brunson's ownership ends up, because it's obviously a good spot. I know Nembhard's a good on-ball defender, but yeah, I mean, Brunson with no I mean, they're down a lot of rotation pieces here.
What did you not say usurp? I don't know.
Yeah, I added a P on accident.
You call it upsurp?
Yes, something like that.
Usurp.
Yeah,
usurp.
I know.
I was looking at ownership. All right. So obviously Brunson's there. Murray 85. We're not gonna do Fox, Thompson, KPJ's 82. Obviously, we'd rather just play Brunson in those situations. What do we do with this man? Because he's basically matching Luka-esque Keontae George 37, 39.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not obviously going to sit here and be like, he is not going to do this again, because it's obviously in the range of outcomes that he does it again. He's done it. He literally did it again, right? Like, this is not the first time he's done this year.
He's done it multiple times in back-to-back games.
He's done it No, it has been an unbelievable season. We have kind of, and the Lakers have talked about it. JJ Redick has talked about it, how like they don't have like any individual defenders despite how good they are. It's, they only have
Marcus Smart, defensive player of the year. Yeah, must kill him.
Well, that's Marcus Smart of the old is not Marcus Smart.
Gary Payton to do it. The nose JJ Redick's out here saying no defense. Okay, JJ.
Well, shout out to Marcus Smart. He's still fine. They're 14th in defensive rating this year. They are 7th in offensive rating. They're obviously their identity is one of those things, and it's not defense.
Their identity's really just been one player. His name's Luka Doncic.
Yeah, shout out to Reeves.
The man they stole from Dallas.
Who now are they going to, see the vision, Cooper Flag. Keontae looks great. Dude, Utah is the most fascinating team of the night because this game is great. Can they keep it competitive? I mean, they've been largely good outside of playing the Thunder lately. And in that game, they also didn't have Lauri Markkanen. They lost by 30. The Lakers are not the Thunder, obviously, so we'll see. But like, Utah's not going to be able to stop this team with a front court of Filipowski and Nurkic. We talked about that last night, and that's what they started last time Markkanen sat. So they need Keontae to be that guy again, basically, to have a chance tonight. So yes, I think Keontae looks great in tournaments. Another one I'm very fascinated with the ownership, because if it's Look at the ownership update. Kolek is the highest rostered point guard of the day, and Brunson's the second highest rostered now, or third highest behind.
Third, yeah. Luka a little drop. Tyler Kolek all the way up, and Brunson, as you said, went from 4% to over 20%. So
Tyler Kolek has the one good NBA Finals or the Cup Finals game. He's the highest rostered player.
Go click the all button. Go click the highest rostered player on the slate is now Gershon Yabusele at 48%.
I don't even think he starts, but yeah.
We'll see what happens. Wonder if we wonder how many Luka Jokic lineups we get now with just all this 3K play.
Dude,
I know nobody is now, but maybe we will.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. I mean, do you just get rid of the rest of the middle of the position? I mean, like we liked Quickly. We liked, I think, Anthony Black obviously was someone that we had talked about. Davion, you mentioned, looks like Norm's going to play, but there's no hero. I mean, do you even look at any of those plays now, or do you just jump down, see what happens with Dallas with Nembhard at 48, Dylan Harper's 47, and then you go to Tyler Kolek at $3,500?
Yeah, and Anthony Black is absolutely in my player pool still. No way am I avoiding him. He's played the most minutes without Franz Wagner and Jalen Suggs this year. 25.6% usage rate, which is great, and is averaging a fantasy point per minute. Absolutely not skipping over him. Point guard, shooting guard eligibility. It's a great game environment. Mm-hmm. Denver's defense has been atrocious since losing Christian Brown and Aaron Gordon. So everything else largely, like, I know Warren wants us to talk about Andrew Nembhard.
$6,900. I mean,
it's not a very appealing price. Like, I will acknowledge that the Knicks are obviously without a lot of key contributors here. OG's obviously going to guard Pascal. Bridges is going to probably guard Ben Matherin, and then who's guarding Nembhard is a fair question because if it's Jalen Brunson, barbecue chicken Brunson tonight on that end.
It's more so just like the price of Nembhard compared to like everything else on the board.
Yes, cheaper.
He needs to give you the Kings game to really be worth spending 7. Like even a 6x night out of Nembhard's really not paying off what you need, I think, on this particular slate with the players that people are getting to. So
I would not be surprised if Anthony Black and Andrew Nembhard had similar scoring outputs tonight, and one's $1,000 cheaper.
Yeah, and
multi-position eligible.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Andrew Nembhard has a high ceiling, especially when he makes shots. But I'm not getting there tonight. It's MME for me only.
Does Dylan Harper get like blowout run versus Washington tonight? I mean, they're double-digit favorites.
Probably not. They have so many guys on their team. I don't think he gets blowout run. I think we haven't seen that this year. He's just been like in the rotation, basically.
I mean, 28 minutes last game. It's high, high for him. So
yes, and I think they are able to do more triple guard for wing player lineup when Wemby is there because he can just cover up so much, right? So I'm definitely good with Dylan Harper. He's in my player pool for sure.
Yep. Hope everything's okay, Vic. It's a family emergency there. We appreciate you popping in still, and
hope everything's okay, Vic, for sure.
All right, we talk good chalk, bad chalk all the time. Tyler Kolek is now 40% rostered, $3,500. Like, are you plugging this in? We saw the field yesterday play chalky Brandon Clark at cheap price tag, and
I would say different
slate size, obviously. But
and Brandon Clark was coming off a major injury.
Sure.
He's coming off knee surgery. Hadn't played a game this year.
40% of the field went right to him, though.
Yeah, but 40% of the field had to. I mean, he had another knee surgery where he hasn't played a single game this year.
I hear you. Do you think Tyler Kolek is good chalk or bad chalk tonight?
So Brunson, Bridges, OG, Hawk Purdy would be my guess as the starting center. I guess you could technically say Yabusele. And then I would assume Clarkson would be the 5th starter. I would assume Clarkson's your 5th starter. And then your rest of the rotation, Kolek, Yabusele, DDA. I mean, he's going to play. You also have to factor in the Knicks are a team that plays their starters as much as anybody else. And this is, Tibbsian or not. I think Tyler Kolek is a fine play. I think he's fine. He's $3,500. He has a very dribble loop McConnell game.
Mm-hmm.
He's very looking to get that little short jumper all the time. He's very pesky, but he's very undersized. So I don't know how many minutes you can legitimately play him and Brunson together, but yeah, I'm fine with it.
Okay. Anything else here at point guard?
Anything else at point guard? Jaden Ivey, 3,400. I would assume 20 minutes is in the range of outcome, possibly more.
I wrote up his 8.5 point prop today. I mean,
yeah, you just hope
28% usage rate in that Boston game. So peak Jaden Ivey there.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very good basketball player that we've just kind of been deprived of health, right?
For
good health.
A year and a half, right?
Yeah, he has just been hurt. So have to love the minutes trending upwards. And then we didn't mention Isaiah Collier at $3,700. He's been extended a lot. he's led the team over the last 2 games in potential assists. They've been at 14.5. The 31 minutes is a little bit of an aberration, 26 in regulation. I saw someone comment on Kevin Love earlier. Kevin Love straight DMP'd last game. So did Svi Mihailuk. If both those players are DMPing again tonight, like there's just more minutes to be had for these young guys. And they went Kyle Anderson as their backup big, which, maybe they're alternating every other game. We'll see.
Sure.
But that Kevin Love DMP'd in the game, Nurkic didn't play, and now Nurkic is in. So, how can you even? To me, it feels like a youth movement, basically minus the Kyle Anderson portion of the program. But I think Collier would be another one that I have a pretty good amount of interest in, and that's probably it.
Sure. I'll just hit this Quinn Post PRA question quickly. So he only played 19 minutes last game, Grande. You were all worried about that? Draymond came back, played 30. Quinn Post played 19.
Yes. I mean, they're going to start him. They've already come out. They said Curry, Butler, Draymond, Post, Moody is your starting 5. There's no Pat Spencer. There's no Al Horford. So,
should be in there, right?
Should be decent amount of run. It's hard to project him for ever more than 20 minutes because they can we've seen the Steve Kerr stuff for a long time.
Yeah.
Start center, death ball lineup, Draymond at the 5. That's how they end games, right? They end halves, they end games like that. Like Podziemski played over 30 minutes last game. So
it's close. I almost included his 8.5 points in my write-up today. I ended up pulling back on it with the Draymond minutes. So
I would probably go under, truthfully, because I also have an appreciation for Phoenix defensively. I think Phoenix is really good.
He took a lot of threes, so I like.
He just takes a lot of threes.
I don't know. I don't think you need to go there. I know the number's low, but you can check out my picks over at Fantasy Alarm. Get the expert bet tracker there. We got 4 of them in there for you. Iggy's got some picks for tonight for you guys as well. All right, shooting guard. Where do we look to go here? Devin Booker's your top price shooting guard of the day. Ownership's obviously leaning Jordan Clarkson right now over 40%. Anthony Black, Bryce Sensabaugh all carrying ownership. So no one's spending it up. Norm is your first guy over 6K. That's even in double digits. So no Booker, Durant, Ingram, Bane, Murphy, Castle, Flag. None of these guys are getting ownership tonight.
Yeah, I think it's and I understand it. I kind of think this is a tough position to spend up on when point guard is so loaded. Power forward we're going to get to is loaded. Center, obviously, there's 3 positions right there that are super top heavy. No objection to playing Devin Booker. He played a lot of minutes in his return. He's obviously really good. No objection to playing Kevin Durant. He has a super high ceiling. The stocks are not going to be repeatable. No objection to Brandon Ingram. 30% usage. No RJ Barrett, and Jakob Poeltl was downgraded. No one's playing Desmond Bane. I think it's an uncomfortable price. We know what Paolo is. He is a super high, but Bane has a super high ceiling. I think it's nearly impossible to click Cooper Flagg's name until we have definitive answers on Dallas Mavericks. Because if Anthony Davis plays, I don't think Cooper Flagg's price is comfortable. So, the ownership will definitely change if and when Dallas rules a bunch of guys out. But for now, it's just tough spot. Nobody's actually ruled out. Stephon Castle would be my guy here. Absolutely love him. I think there's an endless ceiling, especially now that okay, Fox and Harper have been available in these games, and he played 35 and 34 minutes and has, is an elite defender. The steals haven't even shown up yet, but I just, Washington is what they are. This game, Stephon Castle's 27 minutes locked in tonight. You just hope he goes nuclear in those 27 minutes. So
I was going to say, the other thing is Wemby's minutes kind of continue to be on the rise too. So, is there going to be, how ahead do they get and who gets them ahead before they all come off the floor, So,
yes,
because Wemby still is the huge leader in usage the last 2 games with him on the floor there. But I too, obviously super bullish on Castle. Flag has been ridiculous. Again, people are playing Norm though as in terms of a spend up today. Matchup against Brooklyn, no hero. Are you in on the spot?
Yes, 30% usage rate without Hero, Pelle Larson, and Nikola Jovic. So I have no objection to Norm. You can't look at Norm's last game and be like, can't play him because I pivoted to Norm in this spot and was just kind of let down.
He got off to such a good start in that game and then went ice cold in the second half.
Yeah, he had the huge second quarter. And I was like, hell yeah, like great, dude. But like, it just goes to show you, he scored 20 points on 5 made field goals, right? Like he is just an absolute bucket getter.
Yeah.
In every facet of the game. Like he is an elite 3-level scorer. So yeah, it's a great spot. I have no objection to getting to Norm Powell.
Mid-range brings you Keyshawn, Gillespie, Jaquez, Pajemski, Anthony Black is here. Again, everybody's just kind of dumbing down into the value. Is there anybody in that mid to low value range that you're playing?
Out completely on Khan. I wrote it in the playbook. He has terrible numbers with LaMelo this year. So can't get to 7. I'm not going to play him at 71. Keyshawn, no. I know he has a ceiling. Jaquez, another guy, like in theory, should be good. It's hard to get to. Pajemski, the minutes were great the other day. I just don't love the spot. And the minutes I know will be inconsistent. We like Anthony Black. Jordan Poole, tough spot, but you can play him in tournaments. I don't have like a ton of things here. I would note AJ Green's questionable. That's probably going to determine some future Buck plays for me. Kuzma's starting because AJ Green. So sure. I guess we could see. We'll see what that lineup looks like. But yeah, AJ Green's status is important. But yeah, I mean it's another, like, you play Harper here. There's the Clarkson shooting guard small forward, which is what's driving
40% right now, probably because of the ownership, and then the positional eligibility, but also you have Sensabaugh at 38.
Yeah, I mean, if I were picking between the two, like, and this was last year, I would pick Jordan Clarkson. But it's not. Like, Jordan Clarkson, I know the role. I like them. I like them both. I don't really have like much bad to say. Jordan Clarkson just hasn't really been a really good rotation player this year. And like, I don't know, like, is still playing with Jalen Brunson. I assume he starts. I think he's going to probably be the 5th starter and not Yabusele. Maybe they start Yabusele over Hawk Purdy. Maybe they start both Hawk Purdy and Yabusele. But I would assume Clarkson's your 5th starter, and like Kolek and Yabusele are the 6th and 7th players off the bench. So yeah, no real objection to Clarkson. No real objection to Sensabaugh. I guess the only thing with Sensabaugh, like, if you're picking between them, he's live to not start.
Yeah.
And if we get the Clarkson at 7 p.m. news that he's starting, like, that's obviously the easier direction to go, right? Like, solidify Jordan Clarkson starting, where you're kind of playing with fire if we don't like have the Utah Jazz lineup 2 hours ahead of that game. So I think both are in play. Clarkson feels a little safer because he's part of the Knicks, and Bryce Sensabaugh plays for the Utah Jazz. So that feels a little bit more risky typically.
Sure. Anything else here?
You could play Ivy here.
Sure.
I think there was something else, but if I think of it, we can. Trey Johnson's getting a bunch of ownership, or was getting a bunch of ownership earlier today. I could see a world where he just gets a bunch of blowout run, and at 3,500, he's an absolute bucket.
Small forward, Jimmy Butler's 87, Michael Porter Jr. is 86. Again, a bunch of guys up here over $8,000. None of them are being played. It's MBJ is getting around 10%. Mikal Bridges is 20%, looking for a spend up. Brendan Miller's 16%, kind of where the field is going for Clarkson, again, with the dual positional eligibility. Sensabaugh and Tristan Da Silva kind of round out your top 5 there.
Yeah, I mean, the top of the position is pretty boring. I mean, Jimmy is priced as if Steph Curry is never going to play again. and Steph Curry is definitely playing. Porter is a high ceiling player, but you're playing him in tournaments. Kawhi, I mean, how does that game stay remotely competitive without James Harden? It hasn't been competitive with James Harden, and James Harden's having a great year. So I don't know how that game stays even close. Durant, we mentioned, like, you always play him in tournaments, obviously. J Dub, like another one. How Brandon Miller is a little bit interesting. He's had a 30% usage rate or higher in 3 straight games. He has a 28% usage rate with LaMelo Ball this year. So, like, where Cons is down at 18, right? Like, there's a clear, I don't know what it is with LaMelo. Maybe he's resenting that people want Con to be the franchise leader. So, like, Miller is the guy that he's like, no, Brandon, you take the ball instead of Con. So I think Miller's fine in tournaments. PJ, obviously, TBD on everything Dallas related, but PJ would look great if everyone's out, but we just don't know who's playing there. Yeah, it's like not you know my feeling on Mikal. Like, I don't know if this like really does help him, because he's just not a guy you look at and you're like, big usage bump coming for Mikal. Like, he just isn't. Like, he just isn't. Since last year, with Towns and Hart off the floor, he has played 461 minutes, which is a decent sample. 21.5% usage, it's fine, right? Like, 21.5 is fine. It's okay.
LaMelo Ball will have his minutes heavily monitored.
Yeah, he was heavily monitored the last 6 injuries he's had. We don't need to. Thanks, Charles. Appreciate it. Thanks for the update. Like, if you want to play Mikal, fine.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. There are multiple people out. Like, how would I rank him on my Knicks? He wouldn't make the medal poll, the medal stand.
Not a top 3 for you.
He's not even getting the bronze medal. I don't even know if he'd get a participation trophy. I'll let you know. The playbook will be updated after this at fantasyalarm.com. You can scan that QR code to get 20% off in the corner right there, or YT50 for even better deals. So you guys could check out the updates. But yeah, I right now, Mikal's not on the podium for me.
Okay. Anything else here in the mid range for you? If like Kuzma plays, starts 5,500.
Kuzma starts, plays, possibly. He's going to draw the Scotty defense. Could definitely just shut down. Might not want to be there. Just might not play anyway. We
did have an Ace Bailey comment earlier. I don't know.
Shout out Warren. Yeah, Warren. I mean, like, I don't know.
I mean, who would, if you had a bet on Sensabaugh or Bailey having the bigger night tonight, wouldn't it feel like Ace Bailey would be the guy having the bigger night?
Yeah, but it's a different question because Sensabaugh's $1,000 cheaper and is multi-position eligible.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, if you had to pick a secondary Jazz play here, like,
I wouldn't pick either of them.
You pick Filipowski?
Yeah, I'd pick Filipowski. But I'm not saying Ace isn't in play. I think he's in play. I wrote him up. I'm just like, he is not someone that I'm like, gotta get him into my lineup. He's been fine. Like, the good thing is he's a rare starter that also can play, like, will also play in blowout. So if this game were to get out of hand, he'll be on the floor. I played 32 minutes in a 30-point loss the other day against OKC. But, like, foul happy, 0.8-ish fantasy points per minute without Markkanen this year. Like, it's good-ish, you know? Like, it's...
Sure.
0.85, 20% usage. It's nothing that I'm like against. It's nothing I'm for. If you end up there, okay.
Again, mentioned Clarkson and Sensabaugh here. De Silva's the other one getting ownership. De Silva's down here at $3,900. Yeah,
this one's a little tricky, I think, because we saw if he's playing poorly, they'll just play other guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying he will or will not play poorly, but the last 2 times he's played poorly, they have just simply played other players. So, yes, but we probably won't know if he's even going to play or starting. The fortunate part is you have the Utah stuff at 9. So like you'll be able to have there's an easy pivot option for you with Utah. If you do have Tristan Silva in your lineup.
Okay. Anything else here for you?
The only thing, John, that we have is to go to power forward.
Alrighty. You mentioned power forward being a fun position here this evening. Up at the top, you have Jalen Johnson, 10K. You have Şengün, power forward center eligibility. Anthony Davis, Scotty Barnes, LeBron James, and the 9K tier.
Legna, thought on Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart is fine. That is what I'd say. Okay. Sorry, John, I didn't mean to cut you off.
There's just still the question on the screen for everybody. Thought on Marcus Smart? He's okay.
Yeah, he's fine. He had like a super massive ceiling the other day. He hit like 10 threes.
He'll shoot him. Never
scared. Doesn't care if Luka and LeBron's on the team. He's gonna take shots. Jalen Johnson's the only Hawk I would play, but I don't think he's my priority at power forward. Like
he can't get double-digit assists with Trae Young on the floor, right?
I think that we're gonna see a different form of Trae Young.
Okay.
Like I think.
Like spot up shooter Trae Young?
I think that he's going to have to be more off the ball with how good Jalen is. Like I think that we're going to see a lot of staggered lineups too, like where they're both running a unit.
Okay.
But I do think he's too. We all saw what happened. He's too good with the ball to like suddenly just take him off the ball.
Yeah.
And Trae Young is not under contract next year.
Trae Young's not like a great 3-point shooter. He shoots in volume, but like he's not like a great.
Yes,
he hasn't really been he's been a super inconsistent scorer.
Correct.
And
but we've also it's also if he is willing to be more spot up, we don't know how that's going to look because he's always been so dominant on the ball, right?
Yeah, well, because his most valuable asset has actually been facilitating.
Yeah, he's been elite. I'm not saying Jalen's gonna average a triple double like he's been the last like month.
Yeah.
But I do think it would be wise for Atlanta to just keep the ball in this guy's hands.
Sure.
He's been too good. So he's probably the only Hawk that I would even have remote interest in.
Okay.
I think Şengün is significantly better though. 9,600. He's been an absolute maniac. He's one of my favorite plays of the day. You can pair him with Luka, especially with the Knicks news. You can pair him with Luka tonight. He's been over 50 fantasy points in 4 straight games, and they just like don't raise his price. He got up to 9,800 and he went for 76, 53, 55, 69, and then like his price is like lower. So love Şengün. New Orleans is a bottom 10 defense, bottom 10 rebounding team. Love Paolo, love LeBron. Like those would probably be the like 2 guys that I'm all in on. Mm-hmm. Utah is just, there's no resistance whatsoever for Utah tonight. They just do not, they're not going to be able to stop LA if they presumably start. I mean, no matter what, they just can't. They give up 140 to the Anthony Davis-less Dallas Mavericks.
Okay,
I was looking for the help. Anthony Davis-less.
The Lakers are Anthony Davis-less. The Mavericks.
Well, yes, that's fair. I guess that's a fair point. But yeah, love LeBron. Paolo, I think, looks amazing. Still looks a little passive, but the 35 minutes, the 22 shots, the 25 points in his last game were great. Without Wagner and Suggs, 32% usage, 1.2 fantasy points per minute. Elite stuff. And like, again, this game environment is elite. I mean, Denver is, again, we've talked about it a lot, but they have the best offensive player on the planet. So they're just simply able to possibly the best 2-man game in the sport. And they're just able to outscore everyone despite who they're missing. They can't guard anyone. So if Paolo gets it going, I mean, he could score 40 actual tonight. Wouldn't be surprising. So
yeah, if you're not playing the value, those are the 3 guys getting the more than 10% ownership too. It's Banchero, Şengün, LeBron. Yabusele's 50%. Kyle Filipowski in the mid-tier at 57 is 25% rostered here tonight. And then De Silva was the other guy there. So 5,700, Kyle Filipowski, you mentioned He seemingly struggled playing next to Nurkic last time, but we expect him to start here in place of Markkanen. Do you play him at 57 today?
No. If I said that, I misspoke.
Okay.
He played well from a fantasy standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
He is an awful defender as a power forward. And Nurkic is obviously can't move. So, like, they have no ability to stop anything. Nosebleed, basketball player, third grader, stampede of ants. Like, they can't do anything if they're playing. But they're probably going to start alongside one another.
Mm-hmm.
And Filipowski, power forward center, super good fantasy point per minute average, 1.1 fantasy points per minute this year without Larry Markkanen and Walker Kessler. So yeah, no real objection. No real objection, truthfully.
Okay. Again, and the value is down here. Where are you looking to play though? Are you buying the Yabu 50% right now?
Okay, so this is interesting. And Legna just talked about this. So I'm reading the quotes, Sean.
Okay.
Mike Brown's talking to the media right now, and they're basically saying he's basically talking about how the league is kind of like screwing them because like they win the and immediately have to travel. They have a back-to-back, dude. They like, hey, let's go to Indiana.
Yeah.
And then fly home for the next day. But he's saying James Edwards of The Athletic asked Mike Brown if he expects limiting the minutes of starters who are available. And he said, quote, he'll watch guys' minutes.
That literally can mean anything. So
that is a brutal quote.
It obviously makes you not want to play Brunson. The regulars.
Brunson, OG, Mikhail.
But you'd probably be fine playing the other guys still. If you were comfortable playing them in the first place.
Ugh, brutal. I mean, that's tough. It's a tough quote. I mean, it's a tough quote. It does obviously put Yabusele in the front of our minds. I don't think he starts, but if he has multiple position eligibility, he's probably going to see time at both positions, center and power forward. So yeah, Yabu might be making the podium now with that recent Mike Brown quote.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I still don't think he starts, but
he's 50%. Warren talks Danny Wolf.
So Danny Wolf's ownership, he was like the highest rostered player for a minute, and it's kind of fallen off. And I've been thinking about the Danny Wolf minutes like all day long, or the Danny Wolf ownership all day long. And like, I do think there is a pretty, like the top of the range of outcomes, like the top range for minutes is obviously pretty high. They're pretty healthy, sans Cam Thomas. So they basically, everyone else is available. I don't know. Like, he could play 19 minutes. He could play 28. And in 28 minutes, he has a super high ceiling. Do you play Danny Wolf as a pivot off some of the Knicks stuff? I think that's, or the Jazz stuff. Like, I think that's reasonable. I don't know if I think he has, he probably has a higher ceiling than most of those guys, just given his skill set is like super different, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't hate it. I like that the ownership's come down. It was a very uncomfortable spot all day. Obviously the Knicks stuff has changed that equation.
All right. Anything else to power forward?
No, I mean, I was going to mention OG, but I don't think it's possible now. It's kind of just a stay away for me completely, except all the value. Toby's safe. Didn't mention Toby. He's safe.
Okay. Center. Jackson Hayes, 3,500 is over 30%. Yabu's 50%. Filipowski, Nurkic, all of them are high. You have Nikola Jokic at 13, Şengün with 10. So Jokic and Şengün, the only guys up over double digits here.
Yeah, we had the question from Michael. Would you rather play Hayes or whichever Knicks center is starting? I know Michael's a FanDuel guy, so
Yeah.
I would say I still lean Jackson Hayes. He's basically played 30 minutes in the games that DeAndre Ayton hasn't played this year, and the spot against Utah is so elite. Not that I wouldn't play the Knicks guys too. On FanDuel, like Yabu, you could play multi-position.
So we just got a big adjustment. Yabu went from 50 to 25%.
Yeah, because dude, I think I don't think Yabu's gonna start. OG also got a big bump.
Yeah, I was gonna say they kind of actually dropped everybody. Clarkson's now down to. I think that news just scared everybody.
Yeah, but then why is OG now the second highest rostered power forward of the day?
I mean, Kolek's not even on the board anymore. He's like, well, that's all. He's 18%, but he was 50. You know,
my thing is the quote from Mike Brown reads to me as if the starters are going to play, and there's a risk that they possibly don't play the second half, or that they are just Brunson was playing 40 in the cup, he plays 30, or he plays high 20s, right? So I'm TBD on the Knicks in general. I read the quote from Mike Brown as if the starters are going to be limited. And that's my read, especially with the back-to-back here. I don't know. I would be more interested in the backups, especially now that their ownership is dropping.
Yeah.
But
I mean, yeah, 50% Yabu to a 25% Yabu is a bit different, right?
It is a big difference. I mean, the spot is pretty good. If we'll see what we're going to know what the starting lineup is. Maybe we'll get even more quotes from Mike Brown on what's going on. But
sure.
The way that I read that quote is that expects limiting the minutes, said he'll watch guys' minutes. That to me tells me that the second unit guys are getting a bunch of run.
Yeah, we got a couple of questions back to back here on Cornet. I mean, I understand that Wemby's been limited, but the minutes are only going to keep trending upwards for him. I mean, would you play what's Cornet's price at here?
He's 44. Here's the problem, and it's essentially just a no from me. No offense to anyone that wants to play Luke Cornet. He's not going to play in blowout. He's going to split time with Wemby for whatever amount of minutes they play before the blowout, right? And then we're talking about Jackson Hayes, who's in the threes. We're talking about both Knicks available centers in Ariel Hakpurdy and Gershon Yabusele, both near min-salary. Why would we play a $4,400 Luke Cornet that's splitting time and potentially losing on that split when Wemby's elevated? Yeah. We don't know if the Wemby minutes are going to escalate. And if this game doesn't stay competitive, well, Cornet's not playing in the blowout, right? So I think there's a lot to take from that is really against Luke Cornet, very, very against Luke Cornet. So yeah. I essentially have no interest. Plus, if you're playing one of the plus Filipowski, right? Plus the Danny Wolf. And then you're talking about if you're playing one of those guys plus Cornet, now you're definitely not playing Jokic. You're definitely not playing Şengün. You're not playing Bam. You're not playing any of those guys either. So I think the center forward is pretty straightforward today. If you're playing value, you want to take a shot at Jokic or Şengün, I think that's the route to go.
Okay. All right, let's get to a lineup build here. I got to get to the NFL show here in a couple of minutes.
I mean, this is impossible, but we'll try it. Let's do any interest in one of the Raptors? It would be Mamoukelashvili. He's played 26 minutes or more in the last 3 games. Pirtle's missed. That's another one.
4,200 a player. Luka Jokic in. If you wanted to go that route, you can.
Yeah, look, Jackson Hayes for me.
Hayes and at center. Okay.
Josh Engelwoman. The quote is Mike Brown was asked if he expects to limit the minutes of starters who were available or full go, and he said he will watch guys' minutes. So
I still play Kolek, right? I'd still play Kolek.
I mean, I am assuming that the starters are limited. So yeah.
All right. So 6,200. What do we go next?
Do
you play one of the bigs? Do you play Yabu?
I probably would play Hawk Purdy. I've been very consistent on that.
Okay. How do you spell his name here? Hawk Purdy?
H-U.
H-U. All right. We got 7K play. Got two positions left with the full lineup in Discord.
Travis, I'll say on the slow-mo point, like played last game, might not play this game. Just throwing it out there. The Utah rotation is an absolute nightmare.
Threw Banchero in. I think we're both pretty bullish on Paolo tonight.
Yes, I
am. Give me one more. Shooting guard, small. Actually, no, that's it. Full lineup will be in the Discord. Shooting guard, small forward, and forward, everybody. Luka, Banchero, Hayes, Kolek, Hawk Purdy playing the value Knicks. We do appreciate you all tuning in with us here. We'll have the updates in the Discord as well, leading to 7 p.m. roster lock. If you guys have some fantasy football questions, you need to set your lineups. Go check out the NFL Week 16 show that myself and Iggy Gilbert are about to go do there just now, 6 p.m. So stay on the channel, click over, and come join that show for us. We'll get you guys set up for your lineups tonight. We'll be back tonight for a preview show for the Friday slate, everybody. Good luck. We'll see you then.